Hello buddy, Sans StarCraft here for Game 2 between Rogue Elfi, spawning as the red Protoss in the bottom right hand side here. And that's right, it is Liquid's TLO, also known as the little one, also known as Dario. That is his real name. That's right, he does have an awesome real name, Dario. The German, spawning as the blue Zerg up here in the top left hand side on Antigua Shipyard, I do believe. And you did hear right, this is game 2 from the GDI Invitational playoffs. So this was the semi-finals between these two players. It is a best of 5, I believe. So there are more games in this series. If you guys want me to cast all of them, make sure you comment below and say, James, please cast all of them, and I will definitely do that. I might just cast all of them anyway, because so far game 1, spoiler alert, go check that out if you have not seen it, but it was a pretty sweet game. Elfi utilizing the mothership, the mama ship, that's right. And you know, any game with a mothership is a sweet game. That's just kind of a rule in StarCraft 2. And he utilized that bad boy pretty nicely and managed to take down TLO in that game. Of course, it wasn't just the mothership, although, you know, I like to think it was. But there were other cool things to go in that game, so check it out. If you don't want to, though, I don't blame you, because it was back when I didn't have, or wasn't, I did have, but I wasn't using Forge Fast Fan going down here for Elfi. I wasn't using my new microphone, so the sound quality is pretty shite. But if you don't mind your ears bleeding, then definitely check that game out. Elfi's pro man just being a pest right now, although he is not going to get a drone kill. Pretty rare to see a drone kill. Is he going to drop a pylon, or is he just going to go crazy with the patrol there? Looks like he is going to patrol and save those 100 minerals. I've pretty much never seen anything else so far besides a Forge Fast Expand against Zerg. It's just so standard. Although TLO is just going to go ahead and drop his expansion here. So Elfi does not know that is there, obviously. And yeah, that's a pretty interesting move from TLO, seeing that probe there, being a bit of a pain, and just going, hey man, I don't care, I'm just going to drop it here anyway. So Elfi might be thinking he's delaying this hardcore, although he's probably expecting the third to be somewhere else, so he's probably going to send this probe right now to go check out that expansion. Where? There we go. There you go. That's the follow. Control Shift follow. Control Shift F for anyone out there who wants to know is the follow function. And I finally clicked it as well. So yeah, that expansion is going to be going down, and Elfi does know that's there. What do we see? We see both gas on the way around the same time. Interesting move there. Usually you see one gas before the other, although with the Forge Fast Expand, Nexus is going to be going down. Sometimes you see both the gas around the same time. And the cannon is done, so Linglings, hello Linglings, aren't going to be doing too much harassment. And there goes the third. So very heavy macro style here. 3 bases around the 4.5 minute mark. Although most Zergs have transitioned into this kind of play, man, as we've seen such success with it with players like Spinishua, going for that third, not getting gas for ages. As you can see there, TLO still has no gas, and this probe man is going to get taken out. Let's find out. Oh, where's the follow? Oh, there it is. Okay, so here we go. Oh, the probe makes it. Always exciting following a probe being chased by Zerglings. I don't know what it is. But yeah, like I was saying, this is very typical. I think Spinishua kind of started this style, but lots of players have kind of copied it. Spawn Lobby going down there. And you boom, you get your gas all around the same time. Or especially in your main. Because really, as a Zerg player, there's a lot you can get with just minerals, queens, your expansions. You can get spine crawlers, spawn crawlers if you need them in defense. But yeah, queens are also very good, especially with the range upgrade a few patches ago. And a lot more players are starting to use queens a lot more now. See another queen on the way for TLO. Because they're just generally good. You can even put them in your army if need be. Transfuse is very handy in that kind of situation. this Zealot, I feel like, is one brave Zealot man right now. Going to be going and harassing this expansion. Although there is a queen there, so he's going to be running on away. This Overlord may be taken out though. Oh, and yes it is. I feel like Overlords are so stupid, man, that they probably don't even realize when they die, because they're just perpetually high. That's right, Overlords are the stoner unit of StarCraft 2. There goes Elfi getting his 4th gas. And does he? Yeah, he only has 2 probes on each of these gas, which you see more and more Protoss do, just because it means you can get those extra minerals. And then hopefully he'll remember for his own sake to put another probe just to saturate out those gases. And he does have Gateway. It'll be interesting to see if he transitions into Colossus here, or drops down the Twilight Council, or drops down a Stargate, because that's sometimes what you see. Sorry, my brother's distracting me with this Mankini. How professional. That Ling Ling is going to be taken out. So right now, looks like 2 Lings have been taken out so far. But yeah, we have the 1 attack upgrade, a bunch of upgrades as well, and looks like TLO is just going to be going with standard mass roach for now. Only with the 1 Evo chamber so far. Is getting those roach upgrades on. Increases the movement speed of roaches. There you go, guys. If you didn't know what Glail Reconstitution does, that's what it does. And here comes an Overseer, man. That's what happens when Overlords stop smoking weed. They become Overseers. Move a little bit faster. And ground level 1 is going to be done. And he does go for the Twilight Council instead of the robotics bay. I do apologize in some of my other casts. You may see a 3rd go down here. I've been saying robotics bay for robotics facility because I'm retarded. I apologize for that. I know that kind of thing can get annoying after a while, but I do know the difference. I just want to let you guys know I am not completely retarded. It would be pretty bad playing Protoss and not knowing the difference between robotics bay and robotics facility, but I am getting off track. As Immortal is coming out, although TLO, man, with this macro style, you kind of have to do something, because you're just going to shoot up in work supply and then eventually army supply, which already he's shot up in. Look at this huge supply discrepancy, 40 here. And then your income as well is going to be ahead. So Elfi, man, he needs to do something. He is getting a 3rd here, but TLO could probably deny this if he wanted to, just because his army supply is that much ahead. But instead, he is going to be dropping a 4th, maybe at the same time trying to deny the 3rd, taking out these destructible debris here. So Elfi, man, he could lose this game, and then we'll see a 1-1 tied up in this best of 5, and we'll see what happens there. Hallucination on the way. Nice. I always feel like that is something that's not utilized enough by Protoss players. Oh, doesn't actually get the debris there yet. I'm pretty sure he will get it pretty soon. But yeah, I feel like it's not something that's utilized enough by the pro players. Probably for good reason. They probably got their good reasons. As they probably know a lot more about this game than I do, but certainly I like to use hallucination because it can just freak out your player. Even if you just use it for more standard, getting those Phoenix so you can scout. He is going to have a few cannons here. His army better be on the way. Here comes 1 Immortal, as Immortals are total ballers against Roaches. You can see there, damage 22 versus armored 55, so pretty damn good against Roaches. And isn't that one sexy sound when the drones start turning into buildings? I don't know about you, but I would definitely not want to be the drone elected to turn into a building. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. Infestor's on the way, so potentially very quick max out here from TLO, probably around the 14-minute mark. With these Infestors on the way, more Lings, another Queen. More Roaches, and look at this production tab. He's just got everything going on. I do believe he's still only on layer tech though. But yeah, with this style, you can afford to get hive tech pretty early, and certainly with Spinishwa, something you see is Broodlords or Ultras on the field before 20 minutes, which is in the past is pretty unheard of. But now, oh, look at that corruption ability on that Robo Bay. So the Overseer actually doing something for a change. Another thing you don't see pros using enough, I feel like. Hallucination and Overseers, their moves, man. These Infestors, though, Burrow is learned, so they can do a sneaky into this base, but there are cannons there. So he's probably not going to do that. But right now, Elfi, man, is way behind on the army supply. And he better come up with some sweet-ass force fields if he wants to deal with this engagement here. Nice force fields there. Is going to be denying a bunch of links. A lot of them sneaking through down here, though. Infested Terrans are going to be pooped out all over the place. And is he going to have enough to deal with this? Stalker Mortals are very good against Roaches in general, though. So he may be able to hold this off. And there are no Fungals, instead going to go with the Infested Terrans. I don't know if that was the right choice, as those Infested Terrans got cleaned up very easily. Oh, and the blink forward, managing to snipe out one Infestor, and the second Infestor will go down. Possibly 3. No, he decides not to overcommit there. And this is one brave Roach. Oh, completely annihilated by those Immortals. Suicide Roach there. But yeah, TLO, man, doesn't really matter. He's still ahead in supply. He's on 4 bases. His income, boom, is way ahead of Elfi. So he doesn't really care. He can just remax out in a minute or two. So Elfi really needs to do something besides sitting back and totaling up. What kind of tech is he going to go for? He did drop that Twilight Council, so he could get those extra upgrades. And the Blink tech. Right now he's on 2 attack. And as you can see, only 1 attack for TLO, as he only has the 1 Evo Chamber here, which is kind of unusual. Spanichiwa likes to drop both of them at the same time and get up a huge amount of upgrades. Almost sometimes, you know, having more upgrades than Protoss, which is pretty unusual because as Protoss, you can get upgrades a lot easier than the other races. Oh, and here we go. It's going to be a big engagement. Force field's going down. Infested Terrors. Nice fungal growth there on the Immortals. And everything has just changed color. Oh, that's because I changed. Yeah, so there were no fungal growths. I just made Elfi green. And looks like these Roaches are going to be cleaned up. Right now, Elfi just has the better unit composition. So although TLO is ahead on the... Corruptor's on the way. And the Great Aspire. So we are going to be seeing Broodlords before the 20-minute mark, which is something I talked about earlier, and something that is very hard to do with Protoss. Although if you want something to go up against Broodlords, ooh, look at these Overlords just pooping out here for no good reason. Blink Stalkers aren't a bad choice. And right now, Elfi is going to moving up with his Death Ball. He is ahead in the army supply after TLO, you know, continued to engage with that unfavorable unit composition. Which I feel like was a mistake. He didn't learn the first time, did it a second time, and he is gonna lose his 4th base, or his 4th base. But TLO already has another 4th on the way. These Lings are gonna go for a potential run by, as right now they aren't gonna be able to engage this army. Although does Elfi? He's got 1 Immortal here, man. But he is going to be going for the 3rd instead. Elfi trying to get up these pylons to get in the way. And right now these cannons are going to be doing huge damage. Basically this one is going to get surrounded though. It's going to get taken out very quickly. So Elfi may lose his 3rd here. And we have a kind of base race scenario going on. As TLO is about to lose his additional hatchery. Possibly could lose his natural as well, although his 3rd is up. His 4th is going to be harassed by these zealots. These drones just aren't doing anything. They're shitting their pants. And TLO is probably busy with other things as he takes down this hatchery here. Boom, baby. And right now, Elfi is supply blocked. Broodlords are here. But is it too little too late, as there are only 2 here. And these Stalkers are going to be going to town on those Broodlords. Blinking forward, 1 down. Second one is still alive, but not for long, as it's just died. All his Overlords are clumped up here, but that doesn't matter because the natural is about to fall. And what is he doing with all these Lings? He's bringing them all back to deal with a few Zealots. Slight overcommitment there, maybe. Could have taken out, or possibly tried to run to the base, although there were a few things there. And there's the GG from TLO. So Elfi, although he was way behind there, totaled up waited for the right time and then managed to move in with his death ball. And TLO, man, he engaged twice in the beginning there, unfavorably losing a bunch of roaches, which probably was a big mistake. Probably should have gone for that high tech first, like those Broodlords, which were too little too late. So we are going to be going into game 3 pretty soon here. And right now, Elfi is up 2-0. So can TLO bring it back in this best of 5? We will see. But I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I certainly did. And I'll see you guys later.